Hey there TRW crew, my name is Bobby and today I'm going to show you how to make your first cut with the Cameo 4 in Silhouette Studio. I'm going to take you step by step by first opening your cut file in Silhouette Studio to loading your Cameo 4 with your selected material and blade and then sending your design to the cutter. So let's get creating. I already have my Silhouette Studio open and I want to open my cut file by going to the file menu in the top left hand corner and selecting open. I find the file I would like to use and double click on the file or press OK. Once the file is open, I want to make sure that my design space is the same as the material I'm working on with my cutting mat. You can find that here and your width and height, which you can then manually change. Or you can go to one of the auto options that Silhouette Studio has put in for you. I have 12 by 12 on my cutting mat, so that's the one I'm going to select. I then want to make sure that my design is the appropriate size that I need for my project. I can do that by either stretching out one of these corners, or I can go up to the top toolbar where I can adjust my width and my height. I do want to make this design 3 inches in width and 3 inches in height, so I manually enter it and then I press enter so that way it does go to the size that I desire. After the design is appropriately sized, I then go ahead and make a weeding box, which you find over in the left toolbar. I click and drag around my design. This allows me to save time weeding and not waste any material. Now that I have my weeding box around my design, I want to mirror the image, which I right click and press flip horizontally. After that, I'm all ready to send it to my cutting. It's in here I can make sure all my cutting specs are set to make the perfect cut. You can find all our recommended cutting specs on our website under the support tab. Now that my blade depth, force, and speed are all set, I'm going to step away from my computer and go load my heat transfer vinyl into the Cameo 4. Now that I'm here at the Cameo 4, I'm going to grab the cutting mat, which is different than the Cameo 3 cutting mat because this mat now allows you to measure in 1/4 inches. Just be aware to apply the vinyl to the sticky side of the mat, and I want to make sure that the material is lined up to the top left hand corner of the mat. Keep in mind to apply the shiny side of your vinyl down and have the dull side of the vinyl facing towards you. Now that my vinyl is applied to the mat, I'm ready to load it into my cutter. This is the auto blade. It does come with the Cameo 4, and this is the blade that you will be using for most of your projects. The blade depth is set to whatever cut setting that you had set in Silhouette Studio. Make sure that is securely in place. I'm going to load my mat and make sure that the left line on the Cameo is aligned to the left side of my cutting mat. I also want to make sure that my rollers are in place to where I want them. Since they are, I just lock the roller body into place by releasing the lower lever here. The control panel is lit up, so I just need to press the up arrow to load the cutting mat into the machine. Once that is done, I can now go back to my computer to send my design to the cutter. Again, I want to make sure that my settings are all correct. You can do a test cut to make sure that you do get the perfect cut for your design. I've already done that, so for the sake of time, I'm just going to send it. Once that design is cut, you can press the down arrow to unload your design. Once the design is out of the machine, I'm going to go ahead and weed it with my handy dandy weeding tool. And there you have it, your first cut design. Super easy and have fun creating.